Hey guys, what's up? Marcus54 here, and I have another movie review for you guys today. Now, before I start this review, I just want to say, since it's the month of October, I am going to only try to review movies, I'm going to try to review all horror movies, or it could even be funny movies that have, Halloween themes in them. Basically, I'll just try to review only Halloween-themed movies and only horror movies for this month. It was a lot easier for my 25 Days of Rocket House to be doing, the movies for 25 Days of Rocket House, but it's, I'll see how this goes. I may try and do a movie review every day for this month, but I don't think that's gonna happen this time, so it might happen, but there's no guarantees. But one more thing that you should know is that, there's going to be at least 2 or 3 movie reviews each week, because I'm going to try and review as many horror films as I can, as many Halloween films as I can. I'm not going to be reviewing horror movies that I've already reviewed on this channel, unless, I get a lot of requests to do, to re-review a specific movie, then I won't re-review a movie. But, I do have, a stack of horror movies right there. I know you can't see them all. Well, I'll show you the stack right here. I mean, you can see what one of them is, but yeah, I have this stack. These are the movies I'm going to review. So I'm going to review all those. I also have Jennifer's Body in my collection, which I still have not seen. But yeah, so I'm just going to try and get right into the review. I don't want to ramble on for too long. But yeah, guys, today's movie review is going to be on the Friday the 13th remake. Now, if you saw my video on huge movie pickups with my friend Nathan, you'll know this is one of the movies I got from the store. It was only $5, and you see, since it's, Halloween, they put, these things, over top of them, I may just, cut out, the webbing and then, put this as, a mini poster, above my bed or something. I don't know, but, yeah, I'm gonna do a review on the Friday the 13th so-called remake, which I'll get into why I said so-called remake in a sec. Now, the movie's directed by Marcus Nispel, who's a German director, I believe, and stars Jared Padalecki as Clay, Danielle Panabaker as Jenna, Aaron Yu as Chewie, Amanda Rigetti as Whitney, Travis Von Winkle as Trent, and Derek Mears as Jason Voorhees, the title character. Now, essentially, the plot is a bunch of teenagers decide to go up to one of their friends' cabins in town, they're just staying there, but it's right near Camp Crystal Lake, where Jason died, and so then, but on top of it all, there's also this one guy that's, looking for his sister, because she went missing, and, the first 20 minutes or so of this movie explains why this guy's on the hunt for his sister, why he's looking for her. But yeah, and then, they discover Camp Crystal Lake. Jason doesn't like them trespassing, so yeah, he pretty much just goes on a killing spree. That's the thing with these slasher movies. Now, I heard a lot of negative things about this movie. It got, 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. It got, 46% by users. And I heard, a lot of negative things about this overall. I heard it got, a 5.6 out of 10 on IMDb. And I also heard it's one of those horror movies that's basically just porn. And in fact, Michael Bay, who is one of the producers of this movie, see, he was one of the producers, he actually walked out of the premiere for this movie because he said it had too much sex. Now, you're probably thinking, honestly, I didn't think I was gonna like this movie very much at all. But I'm here to say, Friday the 13th is a horror remake done right. There are so many subpar, good at best horror remakes / reboots, such as Poltergeist. Don't get me wrong, I like the Poltergeist reboot, but it's not anything really special. This is one that I am definitely gonna watch every Halloween. This is definitely, like, I want to say, like, this is one of my favorite Halloween movies now, because honestly, this is nowhere near as bad as people say it is. I really like this movie a lot. I know it's going to come as a shock to you, but I actually really enjoyed this movie. I saw it for the first time last night, and I just enjoyed it so much. Now, there's a couple complaints I do have with this. I'll get into the complaints of the DVD itself first. The one complaint I have, like, one of the complaints I have with the DVD, it's not the killer cut, which, I mean, that's fine. You see, it's only 97 minutes, and I know that there's, like, a killer cut that extends it by, like, 9 to 12 minutes, I think. Which, I mean, you know, that's fine. Like, unfortunately, it's not the killer cut. And the other complaint I have with it is there's no special features at all, but, I mean, my Hangover DVD doesn't have any special features either. But, I mean, you know, this is what you get for $5. You know, I'll take it. But there are some other complaints that I do have with this movie. But first I'll get into the pros. The makeup and the gore effects are very, very well done in this. Like, because, guys, I've seen the original Friday the 13th. And honestly, it's a so bad it's good film. It's a very guilty pleasure of mine. I watched it for the first time last Halloween. And as a serious movie, it's not that good. In fact, it's pretty bad. But if you look at it as a so bad it's good film that takes place, like, if you look at it as a summer camp film, it's pretty damn good. But, like, the effects in the original Friday the 13th were just so awful. I know it was 1980, but still. Seriously, there's a scene in the original where it shows a guy pinned to the door with arrows, and you can clearly tell it's a dummy. They didn't even bother painting it. It was whiter than a sheet of paper. Whereas in this, I know that this was made 29 years after the original. It was made in 2009. But the effects in this were really well done. Like, there's a scene where a guy gets, like, his leg caught in a bear trap. And a scene where another guy, like, gets his ear ripped off. Like, the effects in this are really well done. And the music in the beginning is really good. I really liked this movie. I was shocked at how much I enjoyed this. And also what's really cool is, hold on, let me get Sean S. Cunningham. He was one of the producers of this movie, and he was the director of the original, which I find was actually pretty cool. But, so, like, you know, as I said, the big positives, the makeup and the music is really good, and overall, like, just the constant flow of, as a horror movie is very good. But now I'm going to get into some of the cons. Some of the acting is pretty weak. I think the one that, I think it was Jenna, it was either Jenna or Whitney, their acting was, I forget which one it was, but their acting was kind of weak in some parts. Like, it shows one of them, like, crying, but it doesn't look convincing at all. I was like, I haven't seen this bad of acting since The Enchantress and Suicide Squad. But the acting in Suicide Squad's worse for The Enchantress than the character in this movie. And then another con I have with this movie. I actually forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, some of the lighting wasn't really that good. And I had all the lights off in my house when I watched this movie, and I still couldn't tell what some of the stuff was unless I paused it. And another con I have with this movie is the last 5 seconds are really stupid and really unneeded. And they could have just done perfectly fine without that, because if you've seen this movie and you've seen the original, because my initial thoughts when I saw, like, the last few seconds, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, that's like a reference to the original movie, and I was like, oh, but no, it's not going to be real. And then I'm like, and then it just cuts to black and it shows the credits, and I'm like, what? Come on! So honestly, the last 10 seconds or so are really stupid and really unneeded. I'm talking, like, twist ending of Ridiculous 6 unneeded. But, there's one more con I have with this movie, and that's that, like, some of the screenshots that they show in this movie, I'll try to put a picture up if I can, but there's one screenshot where, like, the girl's in the lake. Like, I'll show it to you on the screen. Here's a screenshot of the girl in the lake. This I got from IMDb, and see, this is how it looks on the DVD. So see, it looks pretty different. In the actual movie itself, it looks way different than both of them. because the lake looks honestly way smaller than it, or no, I mean the lake looks way bigger than it does in these screenshots. But now the biggest question a lot of people probably have is this one of those horror movies that's basically just porn? Well, that depends on the person, really. For me, if a horror movie is considered just porn, it either has to have more than 2 sex scenes or more than 6 naked people in it, or both. In this movie, as far as like nudity and sex, there's one scene where it shows a guy like looking at a porn magazine, and it's like a brief glimpse of it. There's like 2 girls that show their boobs, and then there's like 2 sex scenes in it, but the 2 sex scenes are not really close together. The first one happens in like the first 20 minutes, and then the second one happens like an hour into the movie, so they're very far between each other. But as far as I'm concerned, this isn't one of those horror movies that's basically just porn in my eyes. I know that's what a lot of people say about this movie, but I just tend to disagree with that. But guys, I really love this movie. I know a lot of people aren't really gonna like it, but you know, I would say at least give it a chance, and if you don't like it, then that's fine. But also another thing I had with this movie, it markets itself as a remake. It feels more like a reboot or a sequel, because this doesn't really follow the same formula as the first one, and I can't get into that without spoiling the first one. So I won't be doing that, but guys, I'm going to give Friday the 13th a B+. I really, really enjoyed this movie, you guys. I know I keep saying that, but seriously, give this a chance, because it's actually pretty good, and it's a lot better than some horror movies out there. But yeah, guys, so at least give this a chance. That is it for this review. Be on the lookout for more horror-themed reviews. I may or may not review the original Friday the 13th. I'm not sure yet. But as I said, I do have this stack of movies here, which I'm going to be reviewing this one next. I'm not going to show you which one it is, but I'm going to be reviewing that one next. I'm not sure if I'll watch it today or tomorrow. But anyway, guys, that is all for this review. Subscribe for more content, and remember, you guys, whenever opening your shirt, say no to drugs.